Just like with currencies, cultural norms, but with the exception of Taylor Swift fandom, credit cards are not created equally around the world. In fact, even the exact same credit card from the same issuer can have major variations from country to country. I was recently hitting up a few countries in Asia, and often the issuer's website would automatically update to reflect the cards in that particular country. I couldn't resist learning about these new cards, new for me at least, and while I was doing it, I thought, hey, might be a fun idea to compare the same card across different countries. And so, in this video, let's rank the Granddaddy American Express Platinum card across a few different countries, tier list style. For all you Amex Platinum stans or haters, note that this will be a relative ranking as we want to avoid everything being an S tier or F tier. We also won't account for sign-up bonuses in this video. In general, they're pretty pitiful outside of the US, but hey, maybe there's a way like in the US to get higher sign-up bonuses through incognito mode or direct mailers and such. With these criteria in mind, let's go. With our home base in the US, let's head south and land in Argentina. Annual fee is 1.4 million pesos or around 1,458 US dollars. Whoa, steep. So let's see how we're getting that value back. Travel assistance, 2x MR points on foreign currency charges, 2x is still not great. Centurion Lounge Priority Pass. By the way, that level of lounge access is table stakes when it comes to the Amex Platinum, so I'll be majorly dinging any version of the card that doesn't have these accesses. In fact, this Argentina version, seemingly not having Plaza Premium lounges, is already not great. Anyway, we also have the International Airline Program, FHR, Hotel Collection. Those latter two should be considered table stakes as well. We also have some hotel statuses. Hilton and Marriott, I checked our gold status, so matching that on the US version. But we also have Radisson Reward status, which I believe is at the premium level. Looks like you need VIP status for some of the more valuable benefits like free breakfast and potential upgrade to a suite. So premium level, not that great. And then Melia Rewards Platinum, which includes notable things like late checkout and free breakfast. So not bad, not bad. Finally, on hotels, the Escapes Hotel program, which looks to be pretty Argentina specific and has similar levels of benefits to FHR, so not bad. Moving on, we have Hertz and Avis statuses below some of the top levels, some discounts at supermarkets and shopping malls, just 8 airline transfer partners, and some insurances. Yeah, this looks to be pretty subpar, especially considering the massive annual fee of around 1,500 US dollars. Any Argentinians out there, feel free to share any disagreements that you have below in the comments, but I got to put this one in F tier. Next up, let's head to Africa and see what the South Africa Amex Platinum has to offer. Fees look to be charged monthly, so adding these guys up and multiplying by 12 comes up to around 333 US dollars. And for that, you get lounge access. Seems like the whole shebang that is offered on the US version, including Bidvest Premier Lounge, which is the local lounges in South Africa, so makes a lot of sense. International Airline Program, basically some special fares and discounts on Emirates and Qatar Airways. Alrighty, FHR, Hotel Collection, Hilton Gold, and Radisson Premium Rewards again. And then pretty basic car rental statuses. Moving on to lifestyle, this all looks like just a bunch of discounts across various things, so seems like no statement credits to speak of. Finally, a sad list of transfer partners. I'm seeing just 4 airlines and some hotels. Overall, while the annual fee is relatively low, you're not getting a lot of help in offsetting that annual fee unless you happen to spend a lot at Qatar Airways, Emirates, or some of those lifestyle merchants. Let's go with C tier for the South Africa Amex Platinum. We'll now look north to Europe, and while we're at it, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you're enjoying it so far. Actions that are free for you and mean a lot to this channel. Alright, the £650 or around 842 US dollar UK Amex Platinum has around 551 pounds of hotel benefits. I don't think that that's a statement credit, and true enough, it seems like just Amex's valuation of FHR and the hotel collection. 519 pounds of premium airport lounge access, which includes the usual suspects, Priority Pass, Plaza Premium, and Centurion lounges. We also have access to the Eurostar Business Premium Lounge. Eurostar is a train company that's based in London, so probably pretty useful for train travelers. £300 annual dining credit split into £150 for UK restaurants and £150 for non-UK restaurants. Scrolling through the list, it seems like a decent number of options, but I can't comment on its coverage and how it compares relative to, say, the Resi credit that exists in the US. £50 every 6 months at Harvey Nichols. Harvey Nichols is a department store, so basically the UK counterpart to the Saks credit on the US version. Multipliers are poor on this card. You only get 2x MR points on the Amex travel portal. We also have Marriott and Hilton Gold statuses and some car rental statuses. On the transfer partner front, we actually have a decent list of options. I'm seeing 13 airlines, most of them at a 1-to-1 rate, 3 hotels, and 2 other. Alright, so you get the effective annual fee down to £200 with the dining credit and Harvey Nichols credit, and that gets you airport lounge access, some pretty decent statuses, and a solid set of transfer partners. Not really much outsized value, but so far the best version of the Amex Platinum, I think. It's going into B tier. Fun fact, prior to World War II, one of the UK's Asia colonies was Singapore, and that's where we're heading to next. I just spent a few days there, and looking through that version of the Amex Platinum was actually what inspired me to do this video. On it, we have a steep 1,744 Singapore dollars or 1,320 US dollar annual fee. Multipliers, a massive 20x or 10x membership reward points at Platinum 10 Accelerator Partners, which is a collection of merchants across various food and lifestyle categories. 5x on flights with Singapore Airlines and Scoot. Scoot, by the way, is a budget airline, and 2x on everything else. Hey, that's a unique perk that I'd welcome invitingly on the US Amex Platinum. Global lounge access, and hey, looky here, a slew of statement credits. Wonder where else we've seen that before. 200 Singapore dollar annual credit for Singapore and Scoot Airlines seems pretty easy to use. $400 annual global dining credit, which seems very similar to what we saw on the UK version. $400 annual lifestyle credit, which seems to require a $600 or more single transaction at select spa or wine merchants. $17 monthly entertainment credit, classic Amex. And a $150 annual credit at Net-a-Porter or Mr. Porter. Okay, before we move on, note that all of these credits state that they're valid until 12/31/2024. I can't imagine that the 2025 Amex Platinum will have no credits, so I anticipate this is just a somewhat confusing way of expressing that these are all calendar year credits. We also have FHR, hotel collection, hotel statuses, and we've seen all of these before except Pan-Pacific Discovery Platinum status, which gets you a potential room upgrade, late checkout, no free breakfast or lounge access, but not sure that even exists on Titanium status. Some car rental statuses, and a few other things which I'll broadly summarize as accesses to members-only clubs or discounts to such clubs, and other lifestyle benefits. Then, on the transfer partner side, we have 9 airlines, sadly all of them at a weird 9-to-5 transfer rate, and 2 hotels. Alright, Singapore Amex Platinum. If you're able to fully utilize the credits, you'll be able to realize an effective annual fee of 390 Singapore dollars. And for that, you get pretty decent statuses, okay-ish multipliers, though note that the transfer partner rates are quite poor, and maybe some people would get a lot of value from those member-only accesses and discounts. However, because the annual fee is so high and a lot of people won't be able to get organic value from the slew of statement credits, I'm going to put this in C tier. Let's head back to North America and look at the US's northern neighbor, Canada, and its version of the Amex Platinum. Annual fee is 799 Canadian dollars or around 575 US dollars. Multipliers are 2x points for dining in Canada and travel, 1x on everything else, and 1 additional point on Amex Travel, which I think just makes it 2x on Amex Travel, or maybe 3x if Amex Travel is considered in this 2x travel category. Clearly a little confusing for me at least. Onto the credits and benefits, 200 Canadian dollar annual travel credit, which seems to only be valid through Amex Travel or by calling the Amex Platinum travel service. $200 annual dining credit, which requires a single transaction of $200 or more and is only triggered at eligible restaurants. Also, more potential statement credits at participating merchants. Then we got the bread and butter fare in the airport lounge access and FHR. $100 Nexus credit, where Nexus provides expedited entry into Canada or the US. Hilton and Marriott Gold, and some low-level-ish looking status benefits at Toronto Airport. Finally, the expected suite of travel protections, and that looks to be about it. Oh yeah, redemption options. You can cover eligible card purchases at 1 cent per point, and on the transfer partner front, not great. 6 airlines, some at a 4 to 3 transfer rate, and 2 hotels. Effective annual fee can be as low as $399 or $299 if you consider the Nexus credit, and you're not getting a ton for that. Coupled with the limited transfer partners, but also the fact that the annual fee isn't super high, I'm going to put the Canada Amex Platinum in B tier. And finally, the US Amex Platinum. Most of you will be most familiar with this version, so I'm not going to go over all the details. Instead, to summarize, we have a boatload of statement credits, which even if partially utilized, hopefully organically, can easily offset the $695 annual fee. Also, similar or even better levels of airport lounge access, pretty good hotel statuses, a strong 5x multiplier for flights booked directly or hotels booked through Amex Travel, and a strong set of transfer partners at competitive transfer rates. When comparing the US Amex Platinum to other cards that are available in the US, I can understand that many of you won't deem it as S tier, but remember, we're comparing it relative to other Amex Platinum cards, so the US version has to be S tier. And voila, the final tier list. Outside of the US version, I've never had personal experience with any of these other Amex Platinum cards, so if any of you do, please let me know your experiences below in the comments. I also didn't go over many Amex Platinum cards from other countries, and so if any of you have one of those, please feel free to slot it into this tier list and let me know why. I had a ton of fun making this one, and if you did too, you'll probably also like this other tier list video where I ranked all cards from the rather notorious issuer, Credit One. Thanks so much for watching, and here's your card nerd signing off. Peace.